So I'm starting here at the Ben Nevis Visitor Center. This is where the hike starts to the summit, which is the tallest mountain here in the UK. It takes around 7 to 8 hours up and down.
Don't let us fool you. We are not doing this with Lucas. We just came to see him off.
So we're staying at the Glen Nevis campgrounds. And from Glen Nevis, you actually cannot see the peak of the Ben Nevis. What you see is a smaller peak that's actually only halfway to the summit. I ended up getting a later start because of the whole tire situation, but I started at 10:35, so let's see how long it takes me to get up and down. So the scenery here is just so nice. At the bottom you had the fields with the sheep. Now the hills are just covered with these ferns, and it's just so nice. So you can definitely see how popular this hike is. There's probably like 30 or 40 people just right in front of me here. I'm very curious to see how many people are going to be at the top. I've heard sometimes there can be lines of people just waiting to take a picture. I've been hiking for an hour and the sun is out. I wish I could have started earlier because now it's getting pretty hot. I wasn't expecting the hot weather. I was trying to think more about the cold weather that it would be up here. So I've been hiking for a little over 1 hour. Now I've reached this little, I guess like almost like a little peak. It's pretty flat, so I'm gonna stop and take a water break before I continue on. It gets a lot steeper from here on out. So once you get to the first peak, there's really not that much shade. But here there's like a little waterfall and the hillside is shaded. So it's really nice to stop and take a break and cool off. So that stream that we crossed, that waterfall, is actually the halfway point. Now we've reached the zigzags where the trail just does switchbacks all the way up. So it's right at 2 hours and I'm still on the switchbacks and these just seem to never end. Oh, it's so tiring. But the views are great because you can look out and see all of the other mountain peaks. So the switchbacks are definitely getting not quite as steep and not as long, so I think we're getting closer. Okay, and there's the top up there. Okay, so I made it to the top and it's like 1:40 p.m. so it took right over 3 hours. So that was a little bit better than I was expecting. So now I'm just gonna enjoy the views, have some food, and rest up for the way down. So you can see there is a line to wait to take your picture at the very top. I am kind of surprised about how many people are up here. There's probably like 100 people just kind of spread about across this whole summit. So this mountain is the tallest mountain here in the UK at 1,344 meters tall. Okay, so now I've had some time to rest up, have a snack, and I'm ready to head back down. I have to say that the mountains here are beautiful. They definitely are different than the Alps where I have hiked before. It seems like the mountains are almost more, I don't know, more rounded, more rocky, not quite as drastic and sharp as some of the Alps, but they definitely are really cool. I think I probably did hike up a little bit too fast because I was really gassed whenever I got here to the top. I probably should have taken it slower, taken more time, but I feel refreshed now. I'm ready to head back down. So on the way up here, I had, I guess, a Scottish man tell me, here in Scotland, we drive on the left and we hike on the left. So I had to make sure I got out of his way and hiked on the left side. But there's so many tourists here that people are hiking all over the trail. No one is really sticking to the left or to the right. I do say that coming down, a lot of the rocks and gravel can be loose, so I would recommend to bring a pair of hiking sticks if you have them, because that can help you a lot to not slip and fall. So I've seen all kinds of people out here hiking today. People hiking in tennis shoes, people hiking without shirts on or just in like a tank top, and a lot of them got sunburned. So don't be those people and be prepared. Wear hiking boots and wear the appropriate clothing whenever you come. So it's 3:35 and I'm back at the halfway point, so it took me like 1 hour to go from the summit down halfway. So I've made it back to the halfway point where the waterfall is, and a lot of people are refilling the water bottles here. So I think that's a good idea if you're willing to do that, or you can just dip your head in the water to cool off. After washing my face and taking a break and drinking some water, I feel so much better. So if you're on this trail, whenever you get to the halfway point, definitely stop there, take a break, get in the shade, and cool off. So there is a point where there's a fork in the trail right above the lake. So if you want to go check out the lake, you can go left and check out that part. So I just ran into a couple of guys on the trail that had an orange armband that said the 3 Peaks Challenge. So they were trying to complete that challenge, which is hiking to the top of 3 mountains here in Scotland within 24 hours. So this was their last one. Unfortunately, they didn't make it in time within the 24 hours, but still, that is an incredible accomplishment. Well, I made it. I'm back at the visitor center and it is about 5:40. So that definitely is a strenuous hike. So it took me about 7 hours total. I did spend an hour at the top just kind of relaxing and eating, and then some time by the lake just relaxing there. So it definitely is not an easy hike. I would say it's not for everyone. I'm totally exhausted. My legs feel like jello, but I think it was definitely worth it. It does get very busy, so I would recommend to get here early so that way you can have the cooler temperatures and also not have the busy crowd. Also, I went through 2.5 liters of water. So if you are planning on doing this, make sure you bring plenty of water. Today was a very sunny day, so I actually got pretty warm and pretty hot and sweaty. But here in Scotland, you know, it can be very rainy, so always check the weather and be prepared for that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And now I'm gonna head back to the campsite and just relax.